Welcome back everybody to Forza Horizon 6. So today we're taking a look at the 1988 BMW M3. So this is part of the E30 generation, which was produced between 1986 and 1991. And this is based on the E30 3 Series of the time. And yeah, the differences between this and the standard 3 Series were a more aerodynamically efficient body, with a drag coefficient of 0.33, whereas the standard 3 Series had a drag coefficient of 0.38. And the only exterior body panels the regular 3 Series and this M3 share were the bonnet, roof panel, and sunroof. So yeah, everything else radically changed. As you can see, it's got really rather quite pronounced and flared wheel arches. It's also got a rear spoiler and twin exhausts, and yeah, but still, because it's based on a standard, coupe, it's still got all of the car's practicality and everyday usability. So pretty decent interior, as you can see. So you still got electric windows, you still got a stereo, air conditioning, and good dials and everything else. But yeah, at the end of the day, this is a more performance orientated vehicle. It just so happens to have a lot of the practicality that you would normally associate with a car of this type, which also includes the boot. Very high sill and not a very wide opening, but still there's plenty of room in there once you can, navigate your way through that gap. But this also has a much improved engine over the best version of the standard 3 Series, as it has a 2.3 litre inline 4, producing 192 horsepower and 170 pounds-feet of torque. Now, you could find an engine from the standard 3 Series that would produce that kind of horsepower, but this has about 15 extra pounds-feet of torque. And if you're in a country where catalytic converters weren't fitted as standard, you could get an extra 5 horsepower out of this with that not being present. So yeah, overall a fantastic looking coupe. To be honest, it's easily one of my favourite classic looking BMWs. And being rear wheel drive, front engined, and having a 5-speed manual, it is as classically well laid out as you can get. And it's also classically proportioned as well. Nice long bonnet, short rear end, and yeah, plenty of good stuff in between. So yeah, this also had brake calipers, discs, and master cylinders that were unique to this version of the M3, while it also had a clutch type limited slip differential that was standard. So plenty of stuff underneath going on with this as well. So yeah, just to see how good this actually is, we're going to get out onto the Hakubu circuit and see just what it can do. Right, so here we are at the Hakubu circuit, and as per usual, we'll hear what the car sounds like, then we'll talk about it some more. So yeah, this has a really nice sounding engine as far as I'm concerned. Revs to 7,000 RPM, and yeah, the engine sounds much bigger than it actually is. It sounds more like an inline 6 than an inline 4, and yeah, that means it's a really engaging and charismatic drive that you have on the go. And yeah, 0 to 60 is also dealt with in only 6.804 seconds. 0 to 100 is dealt with in 19.346 seconds, and as far as this game is concerned, it could go to a top speed of 155, although it's probably more around the 140-ish region in reality. But still, regardless of the top speed, it is a fantastic car, and yeah, easily one of my favourite BMWs in general, really, to be honest. It's the kind of car I wish they'd care more about these days, in terms of just concentrating on extremely large and overweight cars, and concentrate more on 4-cylinder cars that just have a bit of punch to them, basically. And yeah, but obviously this kind of set the trend alongside the BMW M5 for standard kind of BMWs being given a bit of a punch by the M division, and yeah, this is one of many that would come after, come in a long line of the M3 vehicles. Although obviously the likes of the M4 have come about since, but still, great car, really handles nicely. Really enjoyed sliding this around as well on some of the drift zones that are in this game. No, it's not going to get you with the most amount of points in its stock form, but it's still really rather fun and a enjoyable challenge to do that anyway. So yeah, fantastic vehicle. It is a replacement for the 1991 BMW M3, which is part of the same generation as this. Which basically did come with more power than this, but I'm kind of enjoying the more low-powered side of this car, quite frankly. So yeah, and at the end of the day, with only 2,762 pounds on the go, 192 horsepower is more than enough for a car of this age and type. So yeah, fantastic vehicle. I'm really glad that they've been able to rescan it and give it the full Forza Vista treatment, as it is one of those classic cars that has long since deserved that kind of treatment. So yeah, we finally have it with this game, and yeah, it's been well worth the wait. Nonetheless, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.